Hello everyone and welcome to a 1v1 matchup, Fly versus Tho. Fly spawning as the orange orc on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Tho choosing random and getting orc, so it will be an orc mirror match. Gonna go ahead and get into this 8x speed and get this game underway here on Northern Isle, a map that was played very regularly for a while and now seems to be coming back into the mix as we are looking at a Farseer versus Farseer mirror match with Headhunter going up against Headhunter. All right, one Grunt, Spirit Wolf, and Farseer already making their rounds, both sides opting to do a little bit of creeping instead of trying to do that harassment game, which has been, well, so popular as of late. Coming back through, the tech to tier 2 already being started by Tho. This is after one orc burrow, so trying to get that tier 2 done as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, down on the bottom left-hand side of the map, tech to tier 2 has not yet been started. Orc burrow getting added in here. Is Fly going to try and train up some additional units first? That is the question, as one Headhunter is already out here onto the battlefield, and we still don't see Fly attacking the tier 2. Is it going to be another Headhunter? Nope, not quite sure what's going on there. All right, there goes an illusion here. Gonna end up getting taken out. Who got the experience? It looks as though, wow, Fly was able to get the final shot off right there and now trying to rack up a little bit more damage again. And still, Fly doing a great job once more, putting in pressure, trying to take down some of these additional wolves, and now gets up to level 2 first. Those level 1 Farseer trying to make its rounds back across the other side here, and it looks as though, yeah, purposely taking down that Cloak of Shadows, knowing that the Tho's Farseer is nearby enough and could have picked up the Cloak of Shadows only to just sell it, but that is still a decent amount of gold nonetheless. All right, come back. No, don't apologize for being new. It's always great to have new players join in on the scene, and as long as your questions make sense and you learn from it, that's actually a great thing. Nice to see you. Hope you are. I'm doing as well as I can be. Just have a lot on my plate and really wanted to get in some casting as well, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Anyways, tech to tier 2 nearly done. Need to refocus on the game. Tech to tier 2 nearly done. Voodoo Lounge done. Farseer, well, may actually be able to force a cancellation on that Voodoo Lounge before making his way back off to the north. Spirit Wolves still causing problems inside the base. A bit of harassment as the tech to tier 2 should nearly be done here. Headhunters are doing a lot of creeping away from the action as the Farseer are going to make its way all the way back home here in just a moment. Circuit of Nobility will be picked up here in just a second. Meanwhile, Farseer sitting at level 2 may try and set up an expansion or just attempting to clear out of this location here to get closer to level 3. Farseer picking up that Circuit of Nobility, going to finish off that last Troll, Null Warden, excuse me, and now the tech to tier 2 is done. We are looking at a Shadow Hunter as the second hero. We are getting that Troll regeneration, so faster regeneration for those Headhunters, and then now continuing to make their way around. All right. Attempting to clear out a relatively difficult creep camp there, and I believe that was another illusion. If you didn't know, illusions auto attack, even though they do not deal damage, disrupts the healing from a healing salve. So that was a great play right there, using that Wand of Illusion to not only scout but cause a bit of problems for Tho, forcing him to use another healing salve. All of those small annoying tactics that eventually do make a bigger play. All right, Farseer should be able to get to level 3 right here, and now we see a Shadow Hunter joining in on the fight. Meanwhile, off on the other side here, we're looking at Fly. He picks up an Ankh of Reincarnation, and now could perhaps try and get into a little bit of a creep jack situation. Healing wave, healing up that Headhunter. Units are trying to retreat back. Wolves getting in those critical strikes. Some big damage indeed as the Farseer gets in a Chain Lightning and finishes off another unit as well. Fly versus Tho battling it up here in the center. That Shadow Hunter being able to get in some big healing waves overall, causing some problems as another unit getting taken down there. All right, zooming in on the action. I've swear I did not scroll in there, as the Farseer continuing to put in pressure. Low hit point Headhunter down to 33 hit points. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it does. A big critical strike in the back, adding in a little bit more damage. That Wolf trying to catch up right there. Is it going to be able to do exactly that? Down to 21 hit points. One more shot should end up taking it down. Oh, nope. Need that critical strike. And it looks like the Grunt is purposely going to get into harm's way and not be able to get that final shot off on that Wolf, who's now down to 28 hit points. Natural regeneration, perhaps trying to come in for the win right there, as the Wolf is not going to be able to get past the Tauren Chieftain and gets taken down. All right, Farseer does have a bit of mana, wants to get a big Chain Lightning off onto those units. There's a Chain Lightning, finishes off two. A beautiful, beautiful jump right there, taking down multiple units, as we are looking at a low, the Shadowhunter getting taken down off on the, Shadowhunter creeping away from the action, gets taken down. A beautiful play on the Farseer, being able to take down two troll headhunters, only to make a misstep and losing a Shadowhunter to creeps. All right, a little bit of bonus experience now back for Tho's Farseer, as the Shadowhunter was taken down. We can see that Shamans are out here onto the battlefield. Ring of Protection +4. Perhaps the Ring of Protection +4 would have given enough, effective hit points for Tho to be able to keep his Shadowhunter alive. Shadowhunter coming to bear gifts down to the south here. We're looking at the Farseer taking quite a bit of damage. The Spirit Wolf trying to back away, trying to absorb a little bit more damage. Not that much mana on the Farseer, as the Headhunters here trying to focus things down, trying to take down a relatively difficult creep camp with very low units and low hit point units and nothing to really tank any of this damage. That could be a problem, but there is luckily no, creep jack in store. Coming back through, Shadowhunter does get up to level 2, going to pick up some additional useful items, picks up a Claws of Attack +12, increasing the Shadowhunter's damage significantly, as the Shaman gets taken down as well. All right, tech to tier 3, nearly done for Tho. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, tech to tier 3, already done for Fly, as the Farseer clearing up some creep camps on the opponent's side of the map. Fly taking experience away from his opponent. Meanwhile, the Shadowhunter down to the south here, trying to get up to level 3. Level 2 healing wave would be a very, very big power spike indeed, as the Spirit Wolves absorbing quite a bit of damage. Sentry wards dropped down there. There's that level 3, exactly what Tho wanted, as he now has +17 damage on that Shadowhunter. One of those situations where you kind of wish you had a Blade Master now, if you have so many useful Claws of Attack to get in some bonus critical strikes. All right, Shadowhunter going to make its way back over. Farseer only, 38 damage. Shadowhunter, did he hand out? No, he handed the items over to the Pit Lord. Pit Lord with Howl of Terror as that third and final hero, and could also go for Cleave to spread across a lot of that damage. All right, Howl of Terror right there. Are we going to see a Howl of Terror to try and reduce the amount of damage? He's completely surrounded. There it is, that Howl of Terror there, as the Berserkers are now online trying to rack up a bit of damage. All right, -7 damage across the board. There is a big stomp onto the Shadowhunter here. Shadowhunter gets in a big healing wave, as much of that damage has been mitigated with that Howl of Terror continually. Units are trying to retreat back, as the Berserkers are continuing to push their way through. Berserkers using that Berserker Rage, continuing to fight, as well as we're looking at damage across both sides. Who is going to be able to retreat back? Tauren Chieftain now down to 217 hit points, but has a Potion of Greater Healing. Not really that big of a danger just quite yet. 43 supply compared to 49. Looking at that Pit Lord in that front line spot, if that Pit Lord is able to continually stave off or keep damage away, he has 7 armor and has level 2 healing wave backing him up, with Howl of Terror reducing the damage around him. He could end up absorbing a lot more damage than you would think in a normal Orc versus Orc fight. Coming back around here, Shadowhunter as the third and final hero for Fly, now pushing on through. He has level 1 healing wave, as both sides are getting ready for this engagement here. All right, Pit Lord now going to try to dive on in. There goes a Purge onto a Berserker, unable to do very much. There's a Howl of Terror reducing much of that damage, as the Pit Lord really wants to get up to level 2 to get in, start using that Cleave with that +17 damage. Berserker speed upgrade on all of those units attacking. Now they're going to be absorbing a little bit more damage as the Pit Lord has Bloodlust. So Bloodlusted Pit Lord from the Shaman as he's trying to back away once more. All right, Healing Salve, Pit Lord continuing the fight. A lot of damage bursting on through. Tauren Chieftain down to 97 hit points. He gets Chain Lightning, but uses the Potion of Healing just in time. Both sides continuing the fight. Pit Lord continuing to perhaps try to use that Howl of Terror. No Howl of Terror as of yet. Not quite sure why we're not seeing that as the Pit Lord trying to back away. Down to 92 hit points. Able to back away. Now use a Healing Salve into that background. All right, big stomp coming across into the center. We can see an Ankh of Reincarnation, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability used there as the, bloodlusted Berserkers are dealing so much damage. Tauren Chieftain now trying to dive on in here, has an Ankh. Are we going to see a Howl of Terror? Where's that Howl of Terror? Greatly reducing the damage as they are trying to retreat back now. No Purge, no easy way to take any of those units down as the Farseer not using a Scroll of Speed to pick off any of those units. All right, a long, drawn-out fight there. Both sides able to walk away from it at near maximum supply. The Pit Lord wants to get a bit more mana and a bit more hit points as well. Going to be setting up an expansion, a tiny Great Hall here off to the north. If the Pit Lord really can get to level 2, that Cleave could really deal a lot more damage, especially against those Berserkers who have been using that Berserker Frenzy. That Berserker Frenzy increases the amount of damage they take, so having Cleave spread across damage, especially with plus 17 damage on that Pit Lord, would be a very big deal. Pit Lord now maxed out on hit points once again. We're going to see the Pit Lord get up to level 2 here in just a moment. Doesn't get an additional point of armor, but should really be going for Cleave, as you see a little bit of that damage there. Lightning Shield going to be given to the Farseer. Lightning Shield on a Howl of Terror Pit Lord who has plus 22 damage is crazy indeed. All right, Pit Lord swipey swipe across the board. There is a quick purge onto that Pit Lord as that Pit Lord is just swiping around with so much damage. He is deep inside there, but he is able to, greatly reduce the amount of damage that he is taking because of that Howl of Terror across multiple units. Tauren Chieftain off on this side here has an Ankh of Reincarnation. Is this Pit Lord going to end up falling down to 200 hit points as well? Both sides, Bloodlust as Scroll of Town Portal quickly trying to get that Pit Lord back to safety. Tauren Chieftain ends up getting taken down. Ankh of Reincarnation is used right there. He will get back up again as that Tauren Chieftain, does not get taken down easily. Howl of Terror coupled with the Pit Lord. Pit Lord also needing a bit more mana here. Is there not enough room? This bestiary just got finished. They're trying to walk out, getting a little bit stuck there. Meanwhile, some wolves, dire wolves, taking down some of these peons as well. Coming back around. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, go. Farseer now coming back around here, looking to finish things up. Pit Lord back up to, into that green hit point zone and needs a little bit more mana if he wants to be able to use that Howl of Terror. Meanwhile, down to the south here, we are looking at an expansion being placed down. Tauren Chieftain wants an expansion of his own, and Fly hopefully we'll be able to get this expansion to pay for itself. Quite a bit of difference in gold. 10,000 gold left there compared to 9,000 here. So about a minute and a half of, or almost 2 minutes of mining difference by the time these peons make their way over and get that peon or get that mine fully saturated. All right. Pit Lord with plus 26 damage with the help of the War Drums. And those War Drums aren't even the fully upgraded type as of yet. 62 supply compared to 50 Fly. Finally, able to mine away, and perhaps we'll be able to break into low upkeep here in just a second. Meanwhile, the Wolves looking to finish off, cause some problems here. Is going to level up Fly. Level 3 on the Shadow Hunter would be a great level up, as it would be level 2 Healing Wave, keeping that Tauren Chieftain alive for that much longer. All right. It looks as though the Wolves will get finished off here. Shadow Wolves now, or Dire Wolves now trying to make their way back down to the south. Pit Lord, Headhunter, Shadow Hunter getting into position here. Shadow Hunter could perhaps try to go for level 2 Hex, lasting a little bit longer on that Tauren Chieftain if it dives on in to that front line spot. 66 supply compared to 54. Units are getting ready to engage. 2-1 upgrades versus 2-0 upgrades. Though a little bit behind on the upgrade count, but still having a great fight here. We're looking for them to line up this next fight. And what can we really see here? As we can see the Pit Lord with, well, Bloodlusted Pit Lord with plus 29 damage, and Cleave looking to dive on in the situation here. We are looking at Wolves just constantly putting pressure onto the main gold mine of Tho. Tho looking to fight back here, going to be able to do exactly that as the Pit Lord wants to dive on in, especially with that potion of invulnerability, giving him, well, another round of healing wave, most likely, if things go sideways. All right, is the Pit Lord going to be able to get into that position? There we are. Pit Lord getting into that position. We're looking at Cleave across multiple units, trying to purge down some of those units as well. And you can look at that, all of that swiping. There's that Howl of Terror as the Berserkers in the back, not dealing nearly as much damage. Pit Lord, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, trying to fight their way around. Healing Wave needs to heal back here. A giant stomp, but that was after the Torrent Chieftain got hexed there. Another stomp coming in right there. Another Chain Lightning coming back through. More damage pushing on in as the Pit Lord is still absorbing quite a bit of damage. He no longer has that many hit points, down to 328 as another stomp comes across here. Howl of Terror trying to stave off a lot of that damage as we're looking at the Shadow Hunter getting taken down. Pit Lord could get taken down as well. Chain Lightning finishes off the Torrent Chieftain. It is now level 5 versus a level 4 and a level 3. Berserkers trying to fight back every which way. 46 supply compared to 45. Lone Farseer going up against the Farseer and the Shadow Hunter there. Bloodlusted Berserker units on both sides here. 41 supply compared to 46. Fly looks like he's going to be able to push on through here, taking down some more units. And now with the larger army chasing after those units. All right, that Pit Lord not able to do nearly that much. Farseer sitting at level 5, nearly level 6, but low on hit points and on mana, only having Shaman here. No purges, however, on any of those units, that Shaman quickly, or that Farseer quickly gets hexed. All right, new round of the Shadow Wolves making their way back out onto the battlefield here. 35 supply compared to 50. It looks as though Fly should be able to punish his opponent here, but there is fortified armor on the burrows, making it difficult for the Headhunters, the Berserkers, and the heroes to take or deal any significant damage to the buildings. All right, Shadow Hunter back out here onto the battlefield. Kodo Beast of Tho here, ready once more, trying to rebuild that army slowly but surely. Shadow Hunter, doesn't have that much mana. Are we going to see some purges going down, perhaps trying to take down some of those units? A healing wave right there, trying to save this Kodo Beast, but Kodo Beast does end up getting taken down still. Level 5 on the Farseer, True Shot Aura, adding in a little bit of additional damage across all those Berserkers once more. And the Pit Lord, unable to stay around long enough to really mitigate and absorb damage after all of that time. That initial opening fight, it felt like he had to use that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability a bit too early as the Pit Lord now back out here onto the battlefield. There's a giant Howl of Terror. All right, are we going to see some big swipes? Indeed, yes we are, as the Berserkers are currently not attacking. There's a purge onto the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter has a Potion of Mana, going to use a healing wave right there, continuing to try, but gets hexed down, will get taken down here. Pit Lord continuing to try and swipe his way out of this dire situation. Farseer does have a Scroll of Town Portal, going to go ahead and use it as he's trying to take down all of these remaining units again. 53 supply compared to 39. Though still behind supply-wise as the army of Fly is just growing and growing. 45 supply army compared to 29. The expansion ripe for the picking. Farseer going to try and finish things off here. We're looking at a level 4 Shadow Hunter. That Sobi mask representing so much mana and so many hit points healed as the Shadow Hunters, looking to dive on in again. There's another Howl of Terror, but not really affecting that as many units. Also, not having the Shadow Hunter for support means that Pit Lord cannot dive into this spot nearly as much. Another ring of protection on that Pit Lord for a little bit more damage mitigation may have been exactly what the Pit Lord needed. The Circuit of Nobility, perhaps, adding in a little bit of hit points, and there you are, the Pit Lord finally getting up to level 3. Are we going to see level 2 Cleave to try to dive in as the Torrent Chieftain quickly gets purged once more? All right, Torrent Chieftain trying to dive on into the spot here. Kodo Beast turning back around. There's a big stomp as a Lightning Shield coming back across here. A Lightning Shield on the Torrent Chieftain. Another stomp could be in order. That Lightning Shield could add in more damage. Standing next to the Torrent Chieftain could be hazardous to your health as the Pit Lord tries to retreat back. 53 supply compared to 41 as the game is now over. Tho throws in the towel. He had the advantage for so long, but in that second to last fight, losing that Pit Lord in that front line spot, it felt like he absorbed way too much damage way too quickly and was unable to use the Shadowhunter's healing wave and that cleave to rack up damage against Tho's army. Because Tho's army was able to stick around and trade so efficiently, eventually he was able to snowball into taking down the expansion and getting the win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.